The day has come. The biggest event since Half-Life 1 and 2 was first launched on the R36S console. It's been over a year and a half since I got this device, and the most amazing part is, it still keeps surprising me. You won't believe this, but now you can actually run GTA San Andreas on the R36S. This is insane! I'm honestly blown away and super excited about this, and in this video I'll show you how it became possible and how to install GTA San Andreas on the R36S console. Recently, the R36S community started actively testing a new custom firmware called LineageOS. This firmware is based on Android, which means we now have access to Android apps on the R36S. That's a huge deal and opens up entirely new possibilities for using this handheld. Of course, it's not yet perfectly stable or super fast, and for example, PSP games still run better on RCOS, but I'm sure this is just the beginning, and it's already a pretty impressive start. To install the new firmware, you'll need your R36S console, a microSD card. I'm using a 64GB codec, and I recommend using a mouse for the setup just because it makes the process quicker and easier, though it's not strictly necessary. By the way, you can get both the R36S console and the SD card on AliExpress, and to make your purchase even more budget-friendly, feel free to use my promo codes. Link to the R36S, the microSD card, and all the extra info you'll need are down in the description box. So first, like with any custom firmware for the R36S, you need to figure out what screen version your console has. To do this, I take out the default SD card with the stock firmware and insert it into my computer. Then I go to a specific website that helps you identify your screen version. You'll find that link in the description box too. Make sure to carefully follow the instructions there. You'll need to upload a file with this or this name. On the SD card, go to the boot section and choose the right file. Then just hit Identify my screen. As you can see, I've got the original screen. In your case, it might say Panel 4 or something else. And quick note, if you don't see those files in the boot folder, or if there is no boot section at all, chances are your console is a clone. I recommend checking your unit against the list of differences between the original and clone consoles. Again, link in the description box. And before we continue, please like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. This helps me promote the channel. Also, you can click the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos. Thank you for your attention. Let's continue. Once you've identified your screen version, you'll need to download the right firmware build. Head over to GitHub using the link in the description box and grab the latest version for your device type. Now it's time to flash the new firmware to an SD card. I've already shown how to flash RCOS to an SD card several times. It works the same way here, whether you're on Mac, Windows or even Android. I've made separate tutorials for each platform. You'll find them all linked in the description box. The flashing process is super simple and basically identical for all firmwares. First, unzip the archive you just downloaded. On macOS, this usually happens automatically when the download finishes. Then use a flashing tool to write the image to the SD card. Personally, I use Balena Etcher on both Mac and Windows. It's free and easy, and I recommend it. But if this is your first time flashing a card, definitely check out one of my video tutorials for step-by-step guidance. Once flashing is complete, I remove the SD card from my Mac. Now, pay close attention here. As far as I understand, LineageOS comes pre-configured for Panel 4 screens by default. If you have a different screen type, go to the Panels folder inside the boot partition. There you'll find the screen-specific folders and files. Just copy the correct ones into the root of the boot folder, replacing the existing files. However, there is a catch. For the original screen, the one I have, the included files are incorrect. The developer is already aware of this bug, but at the time I'm making this video, it hasn't been fixed yet. That's why I recommend downloading the correct screen files from my Telegram channel. Link is in the description box. Once downloaded, just copy them into the boot folder and overwrite the existing ones. Now the SD card is ready to go. Next, insert it into the first SD card slot, the one used for the operating system. Leave the second slot open for your game collection card. Then power on the console and let the installation process begin. Once that's done, you'll need to go through the initial setup. Choose your language, time zone, set the time, and so on. I'm skipping the Wi-Fi steps, since I don't plan on connecting to the internet right now. You can also use a mouse for setup. It makes interacting with Android way easier, since there's no touchscreen. And that's it. LineageOS boots up and you'll see the home screen and launcher. To play games, I use a second SD card, where I copy all the APK files and apps I want to install. To run GTA San Andreas, you'll need to purchase the game through Google Play. I personally use the Netflix version. Download the APK using any method you like, copy it to your second SD card, and install it on the console using any file manager. Even the default one works fine. Now, just enjoy the game. By the way, I recommend using the lowest graphics settings for the smoothest experience. As you can see, the installation process is pretty straightforward and the R36S just got a massive functionality boost. Aside from my own Telegram channel, I also recommend checking out the LineageOS Telegram group. It's super active with people answering questions and sharing updates. This is a very useful resource, and as always, you'll find all the links you need in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I wish you pleasant nostalgia and successful completion of your favorite games.